But summoning my inner crypt keeper with that one. Hey Basement Geeks, welcome back to Tracey's Basement, and today we're going to be talking about Halloween. Halloween, very, very big in this household. Such a huge part of my childhood growing up. I loved every moment of the season, and I love sharing every moment of it now with my daughter Adriana. Loved being scared, loved the jumps, loved the movies, loved everything about Halloween. So it is a thrill to talk about it with you guys today. Once the fall season kicks in, you know, all the colors are everywhere. The yellows, the oranges, the reds all in the trees. There's the smells. Everybody's baking. There's pumpkin spice everywhere. Everybody's obsessed with pumpkin spice. I don't even like pumpkin spice. I just like that it's everywhere. I think that makes me 50% basic girl. 50% bacon. So now let's get into my 10 favorite things about the Halloween season. And before we get started, let me know your favorite thing about the Halloween season in the comment section below. I love talking horror, I love Halloween, I love it all. I would love to know your guys' favorite thing about this Halloween season. And if you like this format that we're trying out on the channel right now, leave a like below, maybe subscribe, and let us know that you like what we're doing. So I've got a hastily scribbled list here that I just threw together. So let's talk about my 10 favorite things about the Halloween season. And they're in no real particular order outside of maybe the top 2. Those are really, really important to me. So really, it's not so much a countdown. But let's face it, doing a 10 countdown is more fun. So let's get into it. Number 10, Halloween hunting. Love going Halloween hunting. We go Halloween hunting every year. We love seeing all the new decorations. Taking a run up to the city to Spirit Halloween. There's not really any Halloween stores around our area, so we always make it an event. We always make it a trip, like a little family thing. We check out all the new animatronics coming out, all the cheap little decorations. Skeletons. I'm obsessed with skeletons. If you guys follow us, you know. Skeletons, pumpkins, witches. That's all Halloween. Halloween 3. Those are the masks of Halloween 3. There you go. Those are Halloween to me. We're always looking for more decorations. I have loads of skeleton animals. Me and Tracey love skeleton animals. Like, we have it's ridiculous. Like, I've got 2 skeleton cobras and skeleton spiders. Do spiders even have bones? I don't think they do. Does it even matter if they have bones? I mean, it's a skeleton spider. Like, that's just cool. Spirit Halloween always has like a bunch of the stuff on display, and you get to touch it and play around with it and jump, and there's always some really cool things, new things that come out every year. Love going to all the different stores. Love Halloween hunting. It's one of my favorite things to do early on in the Halloween season. Number 9. Number 9. How can you go on a Halloween hunt without that sweet, sweet, sweet Halloween playlist? Right? You laughing at over there? Stop laughing at me, I'm entertaining. Any crazy Halloween nut knows you have to have that holiday themed playlist. It's got the usuals on it, you know, like Michael Jackson's Thriller. You gotta have, you know, Rockwell. Somebody's watching me. That's the best Rockwell impression I got. I apologize. Michael Jackson actually sings that lick. Lick? Is it a lick? No. What's it called? Hook. Not lick. So yeah, before I embarrass myself anymore, just look up a good Halloween playlist and get it started. It's pretty easy to acquire one with a MP3s and stuff. No, MP3s, I sound like I'm f***ing ancient. Check out my new MP3s, kids. My MP3 player. Just go on iTunes and get some songs. Number 8, something we don't get to do really a lot around here because not a lot of places really do stuff. We are from a very small community. We have to drive at least an hour and a half to get to anything around here. But haunted houses and like Halloween events, you know, like corn mazes. They do a haunted house in town here. We took Adriana last year. It was a little bit scary for her last year. I mean, my kid is tough. My kid is super horror tough. Like she loves Jason and all that stuff. You see Jason you know, he's all over the place. Yeah, I might be a bit of a Jason fan, just in case you didn't realize. But Adriana's pretty tough. But there were some, you know, good scares in the, like, I mean, there's always that person who's, you know, you're like, okay, that's a person in a costume. That's not a decoration, you know. But they don't move. Like, they're into it. They're into that role. They don't move. And you know they're gonna move. They always move. and they get you every freaking time. They always get you. Number 7 is the Halloween specials. Now, Halloween specials these days, I find they don't get as much praise. Like, there's not as much. They went through a very kind of quiet time for Halloween specials, but I'm talking mostly about the classics, you know, like It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. How could you not watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown every year? There's ones like Witch's Night Out. They're a little less known, but they were big back in the day. And you got ones like The Devil and Daniel Mouse. Like, those are really old ones, and you don't hear much about them these days. And sitcoms and stuff, they always used to do big Halloween episodes like Home Improvement. And, Simpsons still does Treehouse of Horror every year, and that's awesome. And I find, especially with, like, cartoons, there's getting to be a little bit of a resurgence, because Halloween is really getting big over the last, like, decade or so. It's really, really making a huge comeback, where I find it kind of died off a little, and people weren't really as into it anymore. And now, everybody's getting into it, and it's awesome. So, seeing a resurgence of Halloween specials is actually extremely, extremely cool. But you just can't beat the classics like It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and like Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And that's not even a Halloween special, but it was on every Halloween, and it just became so synonymous with the holiday that you can't not think of the Headless Horseman on Halloween. It's great. Halloween specials are awesome. Number 6, Halloween costumes. I mean, it's pretty fun thinking up your Halloween costume every year, but it was even more fun trying to get Adriana's costumes every year. And now, Adriana was always adorable in her costumes. Like, she had some amazing costumes. Tracey used to make her costumes herself early on. Then later on, around when she turned 6 or so, we kind of cut back on that because of time and having to travel for work and all that stuff, so we kind of cut back on that. But for the first 5 years, Tracey always made her costumes too, and she was just the coolest stuff. Like, the first 2 years, of course, like, she didn't know what she wanted to be. She didn't get Halloween, so we kind of chose them. So she was She-Ra, and then she was Link from The Legend of Zelda, and then year 3, she started choosing her own costumes, and that's when I realized just how cool Adriana was. I mean, she chose Mega Man, and then she was Raven, and then she wanted to be Harley Quinn from Daddy's Batman game, and then she wanted to be Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, and she was Sailor Moon. I mean, and it was funny because none of the kids in town really knew who she was, but every time she went to a house and there was a woman our age answered the door, they were like, "Oh, it's Sailor Moon!" She'd get like extra candy. So I mean, that was pretty awesome too. And this year, she's gonna be Raphael. But as cute as it is seeing Adriana dressed up in her costumes, and I'm being Shredder this year, so it's kind of a Raphael Shredder thing. Gotta say, my favorite's gotta be Tracey's costumes. Number 5 is carving pumpkins, which I actually really, really, really suck at. I am absolutely trash at carving pumpkins. I can barely peel a potato. Tracey and Adriana do the best pumpkin carving in this house, so yeah, I am totally outclassed in pumpkin carving by a 7-year-old. I have no shame in that. There's an old Ninja Turtles episode from 2003 where Raph carves a pumpkin with his size, and that's probably my level of pumpkin carving right there. But it's still fun though, and you get to put a candle in it, so I mean, that's pretty neat. And just don't put them out early because someone will smash them. I'm gonna carve a gourd. It's just fun to say. Gourd. Squash. Number 4 is trick-or-treating. Now, obviously different from when I was a kid. I love trick-or-treating because, hey, candy. But I'm talking about now. And now it's a joy to me because I get to take Adriana around trick-or-treating, which is just so cute, fun, adorable, watching her be so excited, running from house to house, getting candy, showing me what her got, like that. It's absolutely adorable. And when it's my shift to man the door at home, because me and Tracey take shifts trick-or-treating so that we can take Adriana around and both of us get a chance to see kids coming to the house for candy. I love seeing the kids come up dressed in costumes. I even like seeing the teenagers come up dressed in costumes. I don't get these laws that some people pass that, once you're over the age of 12, I've seen in some places, you can't trick-or-treat anymore. I mean, that's just going to cause them to go do other outlets that are bad. If they're trick-or-treating, they're not doing anything bad. Let the kids trick or treat. I mean, I trick or treated till I think I was 15, maybe, somewhere around there. I think I even went out when I was sick. I might have went out when I was 16. I mean, you know, you can stop whenever you feel like it, but I mean, it's trick-or-treating. It's kids going out and getting candy, so, you know, you don't ruin that. But at the end of every night, after I've done the first round of doing the local block, and then Tracey takes her to a subdivision, and then if whatever time is left, I take her to another subdivision. We come home, and we, you know, she gives me my dad tax, which I don't even charge her, but she's very generous. She's an awesome kid. She's very, very kind like that. And then we snuggle up under the blanket on my chair and we watch Garfield's Halloween special every Halloween night right after trick-or-treating. It's perfect. I didn't mention that in the Halloween specials, but I should have. Really should have, because I watch it every year and it's one of my favorites. It just, I guess I wanted to save it for this moment. You don't like this? Jazz hands. Are you not entertained? Number 3 is decorating my own yard. I mean, yeah, I like going around and seeing lights and some decorations at other people's houses too, but nobody around here really does Halloween very big. It's usually maybe a pathway of pumpkin lights or something like that, but we go all out. As I said, there's not a lot of people who do Halloween very big around here, so we like to give the trick-or-treaters something to actually look forward to when they show up, so we go crazy. Our yard is just filled with stuff. Anything I can find, I put it in the yard, and I have, you know, decorations when they walk into the house to get their candy. I have a picture frame that screams at them. It's so awesome, so fun. I love seeing all the kids light up when they're walking through and going, "Oh, would you look at that? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, did you see that?" And some people actually come after Halloween at the end of the night just to take pictures of the house all lit up. It's just, I don't know. There's a little bit of pride there, I think. A little bit, maybe just filling my Halloween ego. I don't mind a little ego fill. But yeah, I love finding new stuff for the yard, and I love I love lighting everything up, and it's just a whole lot of fun, and that's leading from the Halloween hunting early on in the video, and finally getting that stuff on display. I love digging it all out every year, even though that's an absolute nightmare to try to fish everything out. Then the joys of unpacking it and trying to find a place for it, and skeletons! Just skeletons! Everywhere! Skeletons! I love skeletons. Skeletons are Halloween. If I see a place decorated with lots of skeletons for Halloween, I'm going there to trick or treat. I could send you there. You're short, they might think you're a kid. This is my 7-year-old Adriana. This is my 13-year-old Tracey. Trick or treat. Double the candy. Number 2, obvious. They're getting into an obvious one now that you guys have probably been waiting for me to say since the start of the video. It's like, when's he obviously going to say this super obvious one? Is the horror movies. And come on, horror! It's a celebration of horror. Every year, me and Tracey do 31 days of horror where we watch at least one horror Halloween related movie a night for the whole month of October. It's a lot of fun. It's a time investment challenge. We basically, if there's any shows on and stuff, we just shut them off until November, and we'll catch up on them in November because October is horror month. There's certain ones we have to watch every year. Like we usually, early on starting out, we'll watch The Fog. And then there's got to be the actual Halloween related ones, you know, like Trick or Treat. We always watch stuff like Monster Squad. But that's for another list. Maybe we'll do another list on that. Keep tuned. But it's all about the horror movies. And on Halloween night, we always watch Garfield's Halloween special, a Universal monster movie, Young Frankenstein, and then a horror movie. I'm old now. I don't go to 9 o'clock Halloween night parties anymore. I have a little girl. We eat, we get fat, and we watch movies. That's my life now. Adriana's obsessed with Jason Voorhees. She keeps stealing all of my Jason stuff. And now for my number 1 thing I love about Halloween and the whole Halloween season, and it's that people embrace horror. It's always been a little bit of thing with a lot of people, not so much nowadays, but, you know, horror enthusiasts, often you get looked at, it's like, that's the one that's really into horror, it's weird, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, horror fans, we really don't care, but it's very cool that the rest of the, you know, outside the horror community starts embracing horror. I mean, you're always going to get those people who have a stick up their butt. You know, they will not accept anything horror. Anybody who watches horror is weird and you're stupid if you don't like horror and Halloween sucks. But yeah, you know what? Cut those people out. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. And you're going to get those people too. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, all of my weird interests are niche and cool and interesting. I'm a horror hipster. But just, you know, that's cool. Embrace that, you know? I mean, I love that so many people are suddenly interested in horror and the whole genre. And they look to you, like, people will come to you. No longer are they just, well, we'll just talk about action movies, talk about comedy. They're coming to you. You're all of a sudden the horror expert. You're not that person that's way too into horror. You're the horror expert. You know, they're coming to you and they're looking for advice. They're letting you know what they're in the mood for. They want a good ghost story. You know, they want a good zombie flick. They want an interesting slasher. And you're the person with the know-how, and people are embracing things that are scary. I mean, some people that just aren't even into, you know, blood. Like, not even every horror movie's bloody, but some people that aren't even into blood. They're interested. They want to watch a bloody movie. They want something that'll make them jump. They want something that'll scare them, and they want to join in the thing that you love so much, and that is awesome to me. I don't understand why some people would want to turn away from that, or say, oh, you know, it's October, all of a sudden all the things I love are cool now, blah, blah, blah. That's hipster talk. Don't be doing hipster talk. I love that so many people are into horror around this time of year. And to me, nothing's better than sitting around with a group of friends with a horror movie. Or, you know, come home at night and snuggling up under a blanket on the couch with Tracy and just watching a horror movie on Halloween night. To me, that is the perfect way to end the month. And I absolutely love it. So those were my 10 favorite things about Halloween. I would love to know your favorite things about Halloween or the whole Halloween season or fall. I mean, what is your favorite horror movie too? Do you like pumpkin spice? I don't like it, but I do like that people love it. It's weird. I just enjoy that they're happy. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat at Tracy's Basement for the whole channel, Jason from TB for me on Twitter. And of course, as always, guys, keep coming back for more of Tracy's Basement and check out a bunch of our other stuff. You need to piss off. Be licking things. Rockwell's lick. I'm not leaving that in the video. They won't know what you're licking. I can't just point down and say you're licking something. That's awful. That's awful. Peace! Boo!